Hey you guys, and welcome to another video, where today I thought I'd start today's video by explaining what's going to be going on with the channel for a while after this. And so this is a rather large painting, though I've forgotten quite how large. Sorry about that. I've done one painting before like this, and it took about a week. Now, with recording a video, editing it, and having one up once a week, I don't have that kind of time. Especially between school and ongoing band practices, so I've decided that these enormous paintings will be multiple videos. A serial which you can follow the progress of the painting. For example, just the basis of the sky, which is what you'll see completed in this one, took more than an hour. I can't promise to know how long each serial will be, but I have 3 of these left after this one's done, and I think I might get more when Michael has sales. So a little bit about what's going on in this piece. For the moment, it's all in acrylic with a blue-green color palette for the sky. Other than that, I have absolutely no idea. I spent way too long trying to get those bright colors from the beginning a bit more subtle. The moon will also take a bit of work, but that's besides the point. I do actually have a story to tell. Copiah Lincoln Community College Honor Band Clinic. It's an honor band clinic that happens on the first weekend of February every year. And every year since 8th grade, my first year of high school band, though it was still a junior high year, I've gone. I thought that after this past clinic, I might tell you all about it. So let's start with a little bit of background. My first band clinic, I made 3 friends, who I'll call Selena, Daniel, and Nathan. Selena I met because she was a chair down from me. The other 2 were her friends from school. We became quick friends, and after that first clinic, I was ecstatic, thinking that I might be able to see them again the following year. Which I did. So this year's band clinic begins to get closer and closer, and I couldn't be more excited if I tried. We get there first day about 7 a.m. The auditorium, where we're allowed to warm up before auditions, is packed with students from across the state. This year, I've gone with most of the band instead of alone like last year, so I sat with my friend Jasmine to warm up. These are, of course, fake names, yeah. Jasmine. So we both play flute, so we were good. We sat and warmed up for about a half an hour before heading to audition. There at auditions was where I first saw Selena, and I was excited. She was one of the first people to audition. So we got through, and I walked outside to find Selena talking to a few other people, and I decided to join the conversation. So before I continue on reading the script, there's something else that I forgot to put in the script, because I wrote this at like 1:30 this morning. I didn't put in all the details. But most of the time, when you go to audition, the judges are just in there, and they're judgy. You know, they're judges, but they're kind of scary. Like, they're just sitting back there, and they just look at you all cold. They're like, just staring at you, and it's scary as fuck. They're like staring at you with a glare that is so fierce, but at the same time, you know they're not really glaring at you, but they still just seem like they don't want you to be there. So you get in there, and they're just like, sit down over there and do this thing. I'll play these scales. And you're like, oh, okay. And it's really disconcerting. But I walked in there, and the little old lady in there who was my judge, she was the best person ever. Because she had that kind of air of, I'm judging you about her. But, you know, judges are going to have that. But I walked in there, and the first thing that happened is we both laughed about how stupid I was being, because I had to put my stuff down in a chair, but then it fell out of the chair. I was just like, oh, well, that's there now, so we'll go on. It was really funny, and she gave me the best tips. She was like, oh, you need to do these things. I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, why are you playing this note like that? And I was like, well, you know, because I was taught to play it that way in the first place, and only a few months ago, after 4 years of playing, was told that that was completely wrong, but you know. So, I thought that was the best thing ever, because it's so helpful when people tell you what to fix, rather than just saying, oh, that sucks, goodbye. Right? Anyway, so we'll go back to the script now. So I was outside with Selena and her friends, right? So a minute or two goes by, and we're all laughing and talking when a guy walks out of the auditorium building. I didn't pay him much mind, but Selena says, I gave him $1 last year. And then she screams, hey, I gave you $1 last year. Goodness, I was so confused. So he also sort of confused, walks over and starts talking to Selena and us peeps. And eventually he asked if anyone wants to go get coffee, since they're apparently giving out free coffee in the library. So Selena wanted to go, but her friend didn't want to go, because she apparently had a heart condition, and the caffeine wasn't going to be helpful to her heart condition, but she has it sometimes, but it's really bad for her, so she didn't want it that day. So I decided to go with him, because he's a new person. He seemed alright, and I wanted to get to know the guy. We'll call him Josh. So I walked with Josh halfway around the campus, where I learned that he's a gay furry. Literally, he just told me outright that he was a gay furry, and I was like, well, okay, good to know that. That's wonderful to know. So we run and had coffee in the library. Well, he had coffee in the library, because I don't really like coffee. And while we were in the library, we compared art and had a doodle in my sketchbook and whatnot. Lots of fun. So we swapped Instagrams and headed off to the real auditorium for chair placement. So first things first, we both started a train. Like, we walked in and convinced a couple of kids to get on a person train. And then we got bored and we sat down and had another doodle in my sketchbook. But then their pre-chair placement show happened. So every year they do a show before chair placement. And last year they did the Colin Jazz Band. But this year it was their rock band. So let that sink in. At Capella Lincoln Community College, you can major in a fucking rock band. How cool is that? You can major in a rock band. That's so amazing. So, your band was called the Sojourners. Sojourners is how they pronounce it, but I think it's actually pronounced Sojourners. Right? And they played songs that we were supposed to know. That I didn't know any of them, though, but we were supposed to know them. Apparently, a lot of people knew them because they were singing along. I was like, great. So they played 4 songs, and on the 3rd song, a bunch of people, including Josh, ran off to the left side of the whole auditorium and proper started headbanging. And most of them had long hair, and I was like, oh my goodness, it was hilarious and amazing, and for God's sake, I love band kids so much. Why? What? I don't know. So we happened to be in the same band. By that time. He was a percussionist. He played mallet, so he was in the back of the classroom. And I managed to get 4 chair flute. I was really excited, because last year I had, like, 16th chair flute. It was great. So we left for our first rehearsal, which went very well. Our director, Mr. Whitley, he was pretty awesome. He was super chill and incredibly positive. So we got through first rehearsal and then headed to lunch. Now, there's a pool table in the grill where we ate, so Josh played pool after he finished eating. So we had another rehearsal and then dinner, through which Josh played pool again, and then we went home. So I got into the house about 10 and showered and brushed my teeth and got a snack and stuff, because I always eat more at the end of the day, it's a habit. And got myself to sleep only to rise again at 4 the next morning, my usual wake-up time, to bake some brownies for Josh and get my crap together. Yeah. So we had one more rehearsal, then lunch, then the concert. Oh dear. Our songs were also pretty fast and complicated, but we got through that rehearsal, had lunch, and I left Josh in the cafeteria to finish up while I went and got dressed, because unfortunately my suit is kind of hard to get into, and I have to tie the tie in just the right place, and blah, 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 blah. So the dude came to meet me, and I caught him walking down his bus so that he could change into his uniform. He liked my suit, said I look cute, man. Thanks for that. So the concert itself went well, and that was that. Dad took me home after, but not before I hunted down Josh's bus to give him a hug. And that was funny, because he hugged me from the steps and tried to pick me up from there, but he couldn't, so he came down to my level, and then he did pick me up, so then I wanted to try and pick him up. Of course, he's bigger and taller than I am. So he let me, and I did. I may or may not have scared the shit out of him. the dude's super sweet. But the weekend after that, I went for a visit to, actually, Josh, by the way, you know who you are, and I love you to bits. I love him, and I'm so happy to have met you at Colin this year. I really am. You're amazing, and I love you, and feel good about yourself, and draw awesome. I'm linking his Instagram in the description if I actually remember to do that, and if I don't, tell me to do that. Sometimes I forget to do things like that, and it makes me upset, but tell me to do that if I forget. So anyways, I have some extra housekeeping, like, from the beginning of the video. So, today, as of writing the script, yesterday, as of recording the audio, I was out with my mom and my best friend and came across a book. And it's the 300 Drawing Prompts book. It's like Casey Golden's 500 Drawing Prompts book, but with 200 fewer prompts. Like, the cover is exactly the same. It's just smaller. So I'll be doing that one as a series. It'll be my go-to when I don't have a video idea, I guess. At least I have 300 extra video ideas on the books now. Anyhow, thanks for watching, guys. In case you didn't know, I have links to my social media down in the description. I have commissions open on DeviantArt at the moment for 3.5x5 handmade leather-bound journals that are entirely customizable, and drawings in my cutesy style open. There will be more commission choices in the future. Know that I've already had 2 book commissions. Commissions? What the fuck is a commission? I don't know. But I'm getting out there, and I have you guys to thank for it. So I'm glad you watched to this point, and I'll see you in the next one.